All right, everybody, who we 186 back again with another video, the Overrated podcast, the Overrated edition, not overrated, overtime edition, my bad, of the podcast. This is who we 186, and this is Traditionalist 101.
Yes, to Traditionalist 101 is here, everyone. Hold on to tradition because that's the only way society can function.
Okay, so yeah. So obviously, we only do these if there's like big breaking news that happened that we kind of need to talk about right away. And that happened with Steve Nash getting fired. We will get into that in a moment, but first, let's address what Steve wanted to talk about. And I figured, we might as well talk about it now. We didn't have to wait. So, I mean, you can start your topic when you're
Yeah,
ready.
I'm actually surprised he wanted to talk about it now because usually, like you said, it's only big breaking news that we will discuss. And this Steve Nash thing really caught me by surprise, and I will have to give Hoovy 186 here credit because I believe he said that Steve Nash was going to get fired this year. Now I don't recall if you say he was going to get fired immediately, but he got fired. So we will definitely talk about that. But I just wanted to give him real quick, credit for calling it out, and he was absolutely right. Couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. But before we get into that, I wanted to talk about the PlayStation topic, real quick. And I promise you guys, we will get to the meat and potatoes
Yeah, yeah.
of the second topic. So right
Now,
now, go ahead.
before you get the topic up, let me say hi to some people. Malta, what's going on, bro? Conspiracy agent, how you doing? How you doing? And thank you. Yeah, like I said, the link to the video, I'll put the link to the song in the chat, so you guys give that dude a follow. And as far as the NBA talk goes, trust me, there's a lot of layers to the talk to the Steve Nash thing, but we are on a time restriction because Steve's got to go to Bible study, so we want to make it, we want to make it as time, make it easy for him to get to Bible study, and plus I have to go to work, so
Oh, that's right. I forgot that you had. I forgot that you had to work.
yeah.
Completely forgot about that you had to work. But yeah, I have to, go to Bible study, serve, praise the Lord. You know how it is. So, with all that's being said, let's get this topic started. Okay. So I am going to share this as I am going to be talking. I'm pretty much going to read the article and then we're just going to give our opinions on it. So
Mm.
here it says PlayStation Plus loses nearly 2 million subscribers months after relaunch. And before I read this article, I just want to say this, real, just real quick, so everybody could, see, where I'm coming from when it comes to this, stuff like this. I've always said that regardless of whatever you're subscribing to, or if it's gaming or movies, music, or whatever and whatnot, and when you have constantly people decided to unsubscribe, to your product, um, I've always been someone that said it's their like pretty much their obligation to try to save as much people as possible. You know what I'm saying? Like if you lose that many people, clearly you're doing something where your fan base is probably, I don't know, not a fan of, or something that they dislike about your product. Because I don't ever recall having this amount of people unsubscribe in just a few months in the season. I don't know if you could correct me on that, Hoovy, but all I've been hearing lately was people like you, and over the years, constantly complaining about PlayStation Plus. I know you hated PlayStation Now, I believe it was called, and so over the years, I've constantly been hearing all this complaining about PlayStation Plus, and so this thing does. To be honest with you, this doesn't really surprise me anymore. If you're going to constantly complain about a subscription service, this really shouldn't come to a surprise to anybody. It really doesn't. And having no, I know I'm not making this up because you were complaining about PlayStation service since Jump Street. Do you remember? Do you recall that? Hello, hello, hello. Hmm. I think something just happened. Hello, Hoovy. Uh, Hoovy. Can anybody hear me at all? Somebody on Malta Conspiracy. If you guys can hear me,
I can hear
let
you.
me.
Hold on. Give me 1 second. Something weird just happened. Hold on. Give me 1 second, right?
Oh, okay. Something happened. I thought I was going crazy, man. Oh my gosh. Why did this have to happen now? So apparently something is going on with on Hoovy's side because I see two logos of Hoovy.
All right, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's what happened, right? I'm trying to get the link to why am I hearing myself? Fuck. All right, hold on. 1 second. Hold on.
uh. Okay. So while Hoovy's doing that, let me just read the article and then he'll come back because we are running out of time here. So Sony's June relaunch for PlayStation Plus doesn't look like it's going entirely as planned. In the Japanese giant latest financial report, it's shown that since Plus launch, it lost 1.9 million subscribers between July and September this year. Let's see, right? Didn't I? I don't know if you guys remember, but just a few seconds ago, I said in just a few months, I'm surprised that you lose this many subscribers in just a couple of months. Well, I shouldn't say a couple, but yeah, in a few months, you lose 1.9 million subscribers. Like, fucking golly, man. But anyway, Sony CEO, CFO Horaki Tokoki said there hasn't been great momentum. Despite this, the company has simultaneously seen a 10% increase in revenue. As noted by VGC, the report reveals that PlayStation Plus subscription numbers actually fell following the much touted relaunch, which saw the figures drop from 47.3 to 45.4 million. Those are clearly still healthy numbers, almost double those Microsoft can boast for Game Pass, but certainly not what Sony would have been hoping for, given the enormously improved nature of the subscription service. And it goes on. PlayStation Plus relaunch was certainly not as easy offer to parse, adding three overlapping tiers with some confusion among potential who having us calling me here. Yo,
Hey, yeah, my bad, man. Something weird going on with the page.
wait, your page?
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like, oh, so you're out again. Oh yeah, I see you're not here. You're not here.
Yeah.
I'm just reading the article. I didn't realize that you weren't back yet.
Are you still live right now?
Yeah, I'm still alive.
Okay, hold on. Give me one. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm putting the phone next to the mic so people could hear you, so they could. Oh, what's going on?
I honestly, bro, I have no idea.
Is it your online? Is it your Wi-Fi?
No, the internet's fine. The internet's fine. It just what happened was, I guess what happened was
and he is gone. Oh my gosh, this is funny.
Hello.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
Okay. I apologize. I apologize. No, because I accidentally left the web page. You know, I accidentally left the web page, and I was like, "Oh shit, I can't get back." Because I muted myself so that I can get the link to the song, so that you wouldn't hear the song when you're talking.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, it clicked me out it clicked me out completely of the chat, so of the of StreamYard. So yeah,
Oh,
it was just a disaster. No, you're good. Continue.
um, man, I forgot where I left off, but let me just continue reading. Maybe I'll remember. So, okay, where was I? So, understandably, all the promotional noise made in June would have served to simply remind a lot of people about the money coming out of their account each month. Given they would then have had to fathom which version of the new service they wanted, it makes sense that those who don't use it in a long while would have instead just canceled. What's more surprising is that the rebooted offers, which with hundreds of classic PlayStation games available for a sub, haven't attracted a significant new audience. All right, here's let me stop here real quick. I need to ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
I could have sworn that you said one of the ways that PlayStation Plus would be able to succeed is if they were able to implement all of their classic PS1 games into the subscription service. But according to this, it seems that doesn't matter.
Um, I, hold on. I'm still dealing with issues. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm still dealing with issues.
I'll continue reading it then when you're officially ready. All right. So Sony determined not to include new first party titles, but rather charge a defiant $70 for them. Could well be putting off many who see Game Pass going entirely opposite direction. I mean, that's pretty much a given. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much a given. When you have an option to play a game and pay for $70 for it, to opposed to having Game Pass, I mean, it's a no brainer what to choose. You pay 10, 5, $15, whatever the price is for Game Pass. Clearly, the best option is Game Pass. You have access to all these games to oppose picking the game that's cost $70, which is only one game that you get to play. So I get it. I could understand why most people would just without thought just pick Game Pass. Um, so let's continue on. So could be putting off many who see Game Pass going entirely opposite direction. Okay, these figures follow a trend that's been seen since fall of 2021 when subscriber numbers started to head in the wrong direction. Last summer, Plus had 48 million customers, dropping to 47.4 million by the winter. It seems that trend has continued despite the relaunch, with total now down 2.6 million since last year's peak. Are you with me, Hoovy?
Yeah, yeah, I'm here.
Okay. However, likely thanks to more expensive tiers now on offer, the amount of revenue Sony is bringing in has actually increased. It's up 10% to 116 billion yen,
Hmm.
788 million, which, as VGC points out, means they're currently making more money per subscriber, even if the count is falling. Although, should this trend continue, that won't work for much longer. Oh, do you remember the question I asked you?
You asked me if they added more PS1 games that it would be a better service. The problem is that what PS1 game have they added? What PS1, what PS2 games have they added? They
It
haven't.
sounds like,
Hmm?
it sounds like what you're saying. They haven't added anything.
They haven't added not nothing worth a damn. Nothing worth a damn.
Hmm.
Like, look. My problem with the subscription service that what they try to implement is that it's half-assed. Half-assed. Like the other tier, I think that tier is I think that tier is like you get a collection of PS4, PS5 games that they add on there.
Yes.
That's fine. I don't have a problem with that tier. It is not something that I'm gonna spend even more money on. I'm not doing that. But that's fine. It's the highest tier that's garbage.
Okay.
It's the highest tier that's garbage. Now, regarding what's going on here, to me, here's what I think happened. Right, the structure changed, and there were some people who just didn't, that decided not to re up. And plus you have people, you have like you have some people who probably decide not to re up. You have other people who right now they don't have PS5s right now. Like PS5s are very are they're still hard to find.
Right.
So I think it's a combination of both those things where people probably didn't decide not to subscribe, and there's probably still not PS5s out in the wild. Like if you have more PS5s out in the wild, more opportunities for people to subscribe. So I don't think this is necessarily a big deal, but like the
Well,
problem is that
they said that they were losing subscribers since last year, and now they continue to lose more now this year.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, like I said, don't surprise me. Like, but the thing is that what's gonna happen when there's more PS5s out there? When you get more PS5s in the hands of people, are they going to subscribe? That's the question. My
Hmm.
my my thing is the subscription tiers that they have right now are just not good. It's just not good.
I mean, I'm actually surprised that you mentioned the collection because when I was reading the article, right, I
Hmm.
was trying to remember exactly what the tiers again because we talked about this before in our
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. I know the tiers.
Yeah.
I mean, you have them there, right?
I think it's this one, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bring it down. Like the first one, the original one is pretty much what PlayStation Plus is basically. Like, you get 2 free games a month. You get to play online and all the other stuff. That's the basic. That's the basic tier. That's what I have.
This one right here.
Yeah,
That's what you got. Okay.
yeah. I have the basic tier. The extra tier is the PlayStation Collection, right? Which the PlayStation Plus Collection.
Hmm.
That's the big thing. And then you have Premium, the biggest addition to premium is the classic catalog, and the classic catalog is not good.
So they made this the most expensive one,
Mm-hmm.
which is you have access to the PS1 and PS2
Wait,
games,
wait,
but
give me hold on, give me one second.
here we go again. All right. So okay. I believe the collection that he was talking about is this one right here. I think. Let me. I don't want to get copyrighted. So let me just remove the audio. Sorry, guys. And oh, come on, man. Oh boy. All right. Yeah. I believe. Let me see. Is it this one? Yeah. I believe this is the collection that he's talking about. I think this is the mid tier. And when I was watching this trailer, I said to myself, "Wait, you have access to all of these games when it comes to the collection version?" I mean, if you guys could correct me if I'm wrong, but when I was watching this video, I said to myself, "This is not that bad of a collection. It's really not." And if you don't have to pay, that much for it, I am really, really surprised that a lot of people still claim that this is not a good subscription service. I mean, I could understand if you say, well, it's not enough, or it's just not as much as a Game Pass. I mean, that'll be a legitimate argument. But I would love to know how many games can you access currently when it comes to Game Pass when you
Uh,
want to make a comparison.
Game Pass, I think has about. I think it has over 200.
200 games, over
Mm-hmm.
200 games, and
Yeah.
PlayStation.
The
Yeah,
PlayStation
because
one has now. Remember, this also includes the cloud PS3 games.
yeah,
So I think that number's around 600 to 700.
yeah, that's a lot of games.
It is a lot of games, but the problem is that a lot of those PS3, all those PS3 games are cloud. You can only access you can only get them through the cloud.
Yeah, so I was showing this video because I wanted to know because I think I knew what you was talking about. This is
Hmm.
what you was talking about the collection, right?
Yeah, this is what you get for the medium tier.
And you're not impressed with this tier?
No,
I would assume that most of these games you would like to try.
not if I wanted to, Steve, if I wanted to play them, I would have played them already.
Yeah, but this is a collection though. I could understand if it was just one or two games, but this is a whole collection,
Steve,
a collection of games that you, sir, have access to.
like it's Battlefield One, I played that already. Infamous Second Son, I played that already. Um,
They show Days Gone,
yeah, I don't give a shit about Days Gone.
okay, Batman, Arkham Knights,
This
The
one,
Last Guardian.
I don't give a shit about that. Come on.
All right, okay. So you think this the second tier list is also garbage? You think both?
I'm not saying it's garbage. It's better than the third tier. It's better than the third tier, but like I said, like to me, I don't want to pay more for my PlayStation subscription, especially when a lot of like I said before, I'm the type of person. If I played the game, like if I want to play the game, I'm gonna play the game. I don't need to wait for a subscription to play a game.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I guess that's fair enough.
All right, let me read some comments. I like I said, I apologize for the choppiness on my end. That's my fault. Let me just read.
And now, Malta, you see why it takes me a few minutes to get on because I don't want to have to deal with this stuff again. I dealt with this so many times before. I didn't want to deal with that again, but apparently, unfortunately, haven't had to deal with that today. Go ahead with the comments.
All right, so Moto said that Game Pass is probably better. It is better. It is better. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But
Game Pass is just go ahead, go ahead. My bad.
the thing is that Game Pass is better because it's easier to use, and it's basic. It's just you don't have no tiers to it or nothing like that. It's just Game Pass. That's all it is. It's Game Pass. That's it. And then you got all the, PlayStation. They decided to put all these fucking tiers in it. It's confusing, and then you also offer a whole bunch of games that are down on the cloud. It's like no, that's not good enough.
Yeah.
Simply not good enough. So Malta said just swap your PlayStation for an Xbox and it will all be solved. I have both, so I don't need to do that.
I will agree with Malta with the whole Game Pass thing. Only because it seems like the consensus is that Game Pass is just far better. And here's the thing. This is like so easy. Like this is an obvious point, but if Game Pass is simply the better product, I mean, it makes sense why people are unsubscribing to another product.
No,
In
that
addition,
those two have nothing to do with each other.
no, no. What I'm saying is, if somebody had the option to choose, of course they're going to choose Game Pass.
Yeah,
They-
yeah.
they- they-
That's what I did. I have Game Pass. So
yeah, and and if you remember how we were talking about back in the day with the 360 and the PlayStation 3. Keep in mind, I'm sure you remember this.
mhm.
The PS3 online was
Yeah,
free, and yet people still bought Xbox Live. Why? Because it was the far better product. That's why. And I don't see anything that's going to change regarding to what's going on right now. If Game Pass, continues to, give people good games and bring first party titles or third party titles, at launch on Game Pass, uh, I am going to predict that more and more people are going to unsubscribe to PlayStation Plus and go to Game Pass. So, Malta, you're 100% correct. The Game Pass is the
I.
product.
So
Go
you're
ahead.
so you're saying that more people are just going to buy Xboxes than PlayStation. That's what you're saying.
I think that's what's going to happen. I think that's what's going to happen eventually.
All right, we'll
Because,
see.
because I mean, like even you the only reason why you bought an Xbox, despite the fact that you think the PS5 is better, it's because of Game Pass. Nothing else. It wasn't because of their first
I,
party
I,
games.
I
It
never
was
said
because of Game
I
Pass.
never said the PS5 was better than the Xbox Series X.
I could have sworn you did.
I never said that.
You
I said
you
it had better games.
okay? You said you had better games, and that you said, and then you said that was supposed to be your first choice. That was going to be your first choice.
Well, what was my first choice?
The PS5. Just correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, because it had the games that I want to play on it.
Yeah, but you still bought the Xbox anyway.
Yeah, because it was there.
But why? But why?
Because it was there. That's
No,
why I
why?
bought it.
Why did you buy the Xbox?
Because it was at the store and I decided to buy it.
No, you bought it because of Game Pass. That's why. If it wasn't for Game Pass, you wouldn't have bought the console.
I don't know.
Ah, yes, I'm right.
No, because remember I bought another Xbox before that. This is my second Xbox. I had one already, even before Game Pass.
Yeah, but you was going to get rid of that console. You even let me borrow it. Remember?
Yeah,
You had no use for it. That's
yeah,
why.
because the game that they released on it was dog shit. Because the game that Xbox released from that time period was not good. All in all, it wasn't good.
Yeah.
I bought this one because it was there, and I decided to buy the Series S because at the time I didn't have a next generation console, and I figured, you know what, let me give it a try. Plus, Halo was gonna come out soon, so I wanted to do that. I wanted to do that. But the thing is that like when it comes to these, go back to the tiers.
Okay. Let me share it again.
What if you were a
Oh,
global
you
energy
you already shown it. You're there.
customer?
You're there. Just go to the.
So you call in IBM and Red
What
Hat
the
to
heck is
create
going
an
on here,
open
man?
hybrid cloud platform.
That's
Now
you.
data is available anywhere.
Come on. All right.
Okay, so here's the thing. Like I said before, when it comes to these tiers, right? Like I said, everything is pretty much standard, right? The problem is, and I'll keep continue to harp on this. You're literally charging people extra to play a bunch of old games that you're not going to improve. That you're not going to improve. The only big difference is, you added You added what do you call it? Trophy support.
Hmm.
Big fucking deal. You could play. You could. They added trophies. Who cares? Like this tier system to me is not good enough. Not good enough.
Okay.
And adding to the fact that I can get the vast majority of what I need from the OG tier, the cheapest one. Monthly games, online multiplayer, discounts, exclusive content, cloud storage, SharePlay, PlayStation Plus collection,
Hmm.
and game help. I have all of that. And then what do you think? I'm gonna pay extra for Ubisoft classics? Fuck no. No. That's what I'm paying what I'm gonna pay extra for. Classic catalog, game trials, cloud streaming. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
So again, I still think that they need to have more PS5s in a while to see if it'll to see if it'll work. But for me, like I'm good. I'm sticking with the $60 a year. I'm good. I'm good, man.
Hmm.
So let me continue reading. Okay. Conspiracy agent said that I pay for PlayStation Plus and think it's stupid. They separate perks with separated tiers, and I can't play certain games with the service unless I upgrade a tier. I had bought a 1 year membership before the change,
Oh,
and
yeah.
1 year subscription is worthless unless you upgrade a tier. Yeah, man. Like I feel for you, bro. Like it just to me, I just think the way they handled it was dumb, in my opinion. It is what it is, man.
Yeah, having freaking three tiers, I think that's dumb. And you're offering, and look, we had this conversation also. If you're going to offer cloud gaming, it would make sense if cloud gaming streaming was a standard. It hasn't been a standard yet. People are still struggling, to play these games without lagging issues and internet issues. So you're offering a product, a more expensive product that doesn't even work 100% of the time for all people.
And here's the other thing: when it comes to the cloud streaming thing, that for PS3 games, that compared to what we have now, struggled running on the PS3. And then you look at the competitor; they
Hmm.
offer 360 games that are improved.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, if you can play any random 360 game, most 360 games are backwards compatible with the Xbox or whatever, with the new Xbox, and
Hmm.
they'll run better. They'll run better. They'll be improved.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so I have this, and then you compare it to cloud gaming on PS3 games. Like, no, thank you. No, thank you. It's not worth it. Absolutely not worth it. Ruben says was good. Hey guys,
What's
was
up,
good.
Ruben? How you doing, man? Shout out to
He
you.
says I think Xbox will sell due to availability. It's still a real biggie to get a PS5 as long as it's been out. Yeah, yeah, it's easier now, but it's still not easy.
No,
He says
I went to recently to electronic store. I mean, I still don't see any PS3s, PS3, PS5s, or Xbox for that matter. Like I think I see maybe one or two Xbox S's, but I don't want that garbage console. I want the X, not the S. But go ahead with the reading. Yo, dude, did this dude disappear again?
hey, give me one moment, all right?
Yeah. It looks like this overtime podcast looks like it is dealing with multiple snafus, but if you will, but what you were saying, Ruben, because let me see, let me read it again. You said I think Xbox will sell due to availability, and you know something now with the holiday seasons, coming up. I think even if people would say, I'm not saying all people, but I think many, even despite that the PS5 might be their first choice, if they see an Xbox that's available, they're probably just going to get that console. Eventually, people are going to get sick and tired of waiting for a PS5 because it's been what 2 years already. I mean, how long are do you really expect people to wait? Heaven, are you there,
Yeah, I'm here.
dude? What's going on?
Everyone wants to fucking interrupt me when I'm trying. Like I'm having a problem with the computer, and then I have people fucking interrupting me
Oh,
every fucking day, man. Fuck, is annoying.
yeah, I know. Yeah.
Ruben said, but due to Game Pass, you won't need an Xbox. Yeah, that's. I mean, that. But look, PlayStation going in that same route too. Sooner or later, like, and this is what pisses me off about all these fucking people talking about, oh, exclusive don't matter, exclusive don't matter. All
Hmm.
right, well, if that's the case, then fuck it. Then I'm just gonna get a PC and fuck your console. Because like I said, you could get a lot. PC Game Pass is expanding, and Sony's releasing all their games on PC. And what the fuck do I need your console for?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like if that's what you're going to do, and you're going to neglect exclusivity, then yeah, there's really no purpose for me to invest in your console because I buy consoles based on your first party games. I buy your console based on first party games. That's it. If I wanted to just play third party games and third party games only, yeah, I just go to PC. They have everything I need. But no, the reason why I have a Nintendo console, the reason why I want to get a PlayStation console is because of the exclusive games that you have to offer me. And but if you can't offer that to me anymore, then I don't need your console anymore. That's pretty much simple. This is the IGN version. I really don't want to read. Do you want me to read all this?
No, what is there to read that you
Um,
haven't read already?
I think the most important thing is has already been discussed. I don't think any of this stuff is relevant.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, all this stuff is talking about God of War and stuff. Yeah, this is not relevant. Maybe just this one. PS5 price increase hadn't significantly dampened the demand of the console, but this would have been monitored moving forward. Okay. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to say this also, right?
Mhm.
I think another reason why people have been well, I can't say this 100%. I don't know. I'm just speaking hypothetically here. But I honestly believe that a lot of people is starting to dislike Sony. And here's some reasons why. Look what Sony has been doing in recent past, right? In recent past, we have people have been complaining about $70 games and you have the option to go to Game Pass. Also, the increase of the console. You had millions of people constantly complaining about that. And I know you said that you don't really much care about that, but it only didn't affect the United States, but it affected everybody else. Of course, people are going to get upset about that. You increase the price of your console, and you still give us this garbage, tier list with your subscription, and also the one thing that I'm still confused about is that you're compromising all of your high quality AAA games because you want to release them on PS4. Like, you're just constantly pissing more and more people off, at this point. So I'm not gonna be. Trust me, I will not be surprised if people start to abandon the PS5 and move over to the Xbox. Based on those reasons alone, that's more than enough to abandon the PS5. That's more than enough. Now, if you disagree with that, that's fine. But I think
The average consumer is not going to care if the PlayStation is more expensive in another country. They're
no,
gonna,
I'm talking about the people in the other countries. Those who I'm talking about.
yeah, yeah. All right, then yeah, that's fine. But their biggest market is here. Their biggest market is here. So so here's the thing. You're not wrong with everything you said. Um, I don't agree with the idea of them keep constantly putting all their new games on PS4. I don't agree with that.
Yeah,
The $70 game to me is just, dude. There are tons of games on the market that are $70. Madden is 70, right? Call of Duty 70.
that overrated freaking garbage franchise. Freaking man. And what pisses me off even more is the fact that
We're
that's the
talking
only
about
yeah, Madden.
Mhm.
and the fact that that's the only football game that we have the option to play. Like man,
But
all right,
people
go ahead.
people buy it every year.
Yeah.
People buy it every year. Call of Duty, just another sales record, $70 on PlayStation and Xbox. Right? People be like when it comes to the price, people blame Sony for the price. Almost everybody's doing it. Almost everybody's doing it.
Hmm.
And the only reason why Microsoft's not doing it is because they have Game Pass.
Yeah.
And look, they even talked about it. Like that Game Pass is going to go up. It's going to get more expensive.
Ooh,
It's
wow.
going to get more expensive. And like it's just common sense. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
So to me, I mean, it is what it is. Look, their sales numbers are still great. We'll see what happens. But when it comes to PR, no, it hasn't been great. It hasn't been great for Sony. Hasn't been.
Yeah.
And then they have this whole thing going on with the Microsoft acquisition with Activision, and it's the one saving grace I will say about what they've done this year is release great games this year. Horizon,
Yeah.
like Gran Turismo, and soon they're gonna release God of War. God of War comes out in like a week. I'm gonna buy it on Saturday. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
off.
God of War. Yeah. God of War is gonna be coming out. You buying it this Saturday?
No, next Saturday.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming out next Saturday.
No, it comes out on November 9th. I'm gonna wait till the 12th to buy it.
Well, why that date?
I'm off that day. I'm off on that. I'm off that Saturday, so I'll make a day of it. Go somewhere, buy it, and then I'm good. Plus, I get paid. I get paid the previous day,
Okay.
so yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah. 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 So there's been different games that's been coming out because because I believe Bayonetta is out now, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
Bayonetta is out. They already released um um like you said. I think Spider Man should be coming out soon, no?
Spider Man, no,
No. Oh,
no.
okay, I could have sworn Spider Man was going to be coming out. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, listen. At the end of the day, you have a far superior product. That's Xbox Game Pass. Unfortunately for Sony, they're trying to compete with it, and to me, my suggestion to Sony is this: scrap all that subscription garbage, scrap it all, start over, because you're offering a most expensive product from the third tier, which you're offering cloud gaming, which cloud gaming right now it hasn't been the standard yet. It doesn't, to some people, it doesn't work. And you offering classic games, we can't have access to all your games for PS1 and PS2 games. So like, what's the point? That's just a waste of money to me. If people are going to buy your product based on your exclusive games, then there's no reason for you to constantly trying to compete with Game Pass. Like stop trying to compete, with Game Pass. Let Xbox do their thing, Nintendo's doing their thing, you do your own thing. Stop trying to compete with Game Pass because you can't win. You can't. Just continue to offer good games and then you'll be fine. People will continue to buy your product just for because of your brand name alone. So that's all I have to say. We can move on now unless you have anything else to say.
Um, honestly, like to me, honestly, like the tiers are not good. Um, the tiers are no good, and it is what it is. Like I don't really have much else to say. I
Hmm.
just hope that I just hope that like I said, like I just hope that it gets better because the problem is right now is that you offer your big selling point is the PlayStation collection, the PlayStation Plus collection, which is not a bad thing. But it's the classic catalog, which is not the offering that you had has been shitty, and it's always been shitty. When they had the whole PS2 to PS4 thing, they released one set of games and that's it. That the PS2 catalog that they offer is complete horseshit. If you want to leave it in the past, leave it in the past. Don't give us breadcrumbs and then just leave us out to dry. It's fucking terrible. Fucking terrible. If your problem is with and that's why I always say, if you're going to do it backwards compatibility, don't half-ass it. Don't half-ass it.
Agreed.
And that's what they've done. They half-assed it. That's what they absolutely half-assed it. So it's like just concentrate on your newer games and be done with it. That's it. Concentrate on your newer games to be done with it.
Yeah, yeah. You pretty much, almost said, the same thing what I said. They just need to focus on the new games that they're coming out with. There's no need for you to compete with Game Pass because you don't have the expendable money that Microsoft have. You don't. You don't have that. You don't have that type of money. So just do your own thing, and when you're ready to actually launch a really good subscription product, then you do that. But everything that you're having to offer me now, and the way how you were elaborating each tier list again, giving me pretty much a refreshment. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's not good, especially the third one. Because if they're really going to offer, oh, here's a bunch of PS1 classics, here's a bunch of PS2 games that you could play. But yeah, if you're only giving us just a select few, I'm not going to pay extra money just to play a select few games. I'm not doing that. And if people are going to,
And Steve, it's not even about that. Is that you if you're gonna slow roll it, then fine. But what they do is they slow roll it and then they forget about it.
oh, okay,
Then why did I subscribe to your service in the first place? Why
right.
would why would I dedicate my time to it if you're not going to?
Yeah. Ruben said they need to drop some classic gems from all five gens. You know what he's saying?
Yeah, pretty much release your best games from each generation. Release your best game from each generation. And honestly, with licensing and stuff like that, is it's impossible. It's impossible. The only way you can do backwards compatibility right is allowing this console to play the disc that 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 allow it to play the disc. That's it. That's it. The best version of backwards compatibility was the OG PS3. You get the PS1, PS2, and PS3 games. Well, according to them, it was too expensive to do, so they scrapped it. And if you can't do that, then either do something cool with it, or forget about it and concentrate on your new shit. But they don't do that.
Um, but um, but the PS5 is backwards compatible to the PS4 though.
Uh huh.
Yeah, and I do like your idea. I do like that idea. I never really thought of that idea before because I usually always thought of backwards compatible where it was just backwards compatible to the previous console, but not the ones before that and before that. But if I think that's a perfect way to do it.
It's the,
Have,
it's, it's the best way to do it. To be
yeah,
honest with you,
yeah,
it's the best way to do it because hey, those games will work. Those
exactly.
games will work. And the way Microsoft did it, like, it's definitely a lot better than what Sony did. But even with them, oh, we have here's the list of 5-6 games that's now backwards compatible. Enjoy. While you release dog shit like Crackdown 3 and Sea of Thieves. You know what I'm saying? Like come on, man. Like either do it correctly or don't do it at all.
Hmm.
So, and Ruben said that I'll pay for some Unjammer Lemmy and Jet Moto too. Have you ever played Unjammer Lemmy?
Um, Jamalemi.
Yeah.
I think he means Jamalemi. Yeah, I played just about all of them. They were very very good. They were really really fun games.
Yeah.
Really really fun games.
And yeah, I would like to see Jet Moto come back. It'll be nice. But we haven't seen nothing. Sony hasn't said jack shit about that game. That was a staple of PS1. We ain't see jack shit about none of that. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that there's advertisements on the um on the bikes that I don't know if they want to pay to put all that stuff on there.
Oh, to leave it in the game.
hmm
Oh,
Why you
okay.
think, why do you think we like none of these subscription services? We haven't seen not one fucking Gran Turismo game. Why? All those licenses, all those tracks that they may not be able to use anymore, and I'm telling you, man, back in compatibility, especially in this from Gen 4 onward, is gonna be a pain in the ass.
Oh,
So
wow.
why so why so why so why so why so why go through all the hassle of doing it? If you can do it correctly, then fine. If not, then fuck it. We have emulation, even though I know some people trying to kill it like Nintendo. But we have emulation
Mm-hmm.
and move and concentrate on your new stuff. Concentrate on the new stuff.
Yeah. Because when I had the PS2 and when you had your PS2, it
Mhm.
was awesome that I was able to still play PS1 games on there. It was fantastic. And same thing
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
PS3.
It was cool, but look, but here what happened. Ultimately, I had so many PS2 games that I didn't need the PS1 game no more.
Mm-hmm.
I needed Sony to continue making great PS2 games, and that's what they did. And when it came to like, yeah, I'm glad that the PS5 is backward compatible because, like I said, I still play Tekken, Virtua Fighter. I still play that. You know, it's great that it's backward compatible, but trust me, I don't know if Tekken 8 is on PS4 or not, but trust me, if Tekken 8 is comes out, I ain't touching Tekken 7 no more. I'm good. I'm done.
Really?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm done.
Mm.
Same thing if they ever release another Virtua Fighter, I ain't touching this one, the last one. We're going straight to the new one unless it sucks. If
You
it
feel the
sucks,
same
then
way? You feel the same way as Street Fighter?
absolutely. I already stopped playing Street Fighter Five.
Oh, snap! You
I
stopped?
haven't, bro. I haven't played Street Fighter Five in what, like a year and a half.
No way! It hasn't been that long.
I haven't played Street Fighter Five in years. I'm ready for six,
Oh, wow.
and six is gonna be on PS4. But I ain't playing on PS4. I'm playing on PS5.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, so yeah. So I mean, I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty much done. Yeah, I think you and I definitely agreed on pretty much most of everything. And I mean, look, I do hope that Sony don't lose any more subscribers. I really don't like
I
seeing.
like to be honest with you.
I just don't like seeing companies lose money unless they absolutely deserve it. In this particular case, I could see why people are leaving. And look, that's just how competition is. When two companies compete and one is performing better, one is offering you a better product, that
Um,
that
let me,
company will succeed.
let me also say this. When it comes to Game Pass, they're not meeting their subscription goals with Game Pass either.
Oh, really?
They're not meeting. Yeah, there's an article about it. They're not meeting their subscription goals with Game Pass either. It's
Hmm.
profitable, just like PlayStation Plus right now is profitable, but they're not meeting their subscription goals. So I don't know what they're gonna do about that. But it is what it is.
All right. Well, if you want to talk about a Monday, we could definitely talk about a Monday if you want to. But yeah, let's move on because I think we're almost an hour in on just
Yeah.
this one first topic. So, do you want to bring up the article? Or you want me to bring it up?
We can talk about it, and then I have something interesting. I have something interesting to show. Let me prepare it right now while I'm at it. But yeah, Steve Nash. The reason why this podcast is on today is because Steve Nash on actually it happened yesterday. Yesterday got fired.
Just yesterday, yes.
Yeah, yesterday he got fired.
When that happened,
No,
I
well, in fairness, fired for or mutually agreed to part ways.
haven't you noticed a trend of mutually agreed? Like he got fired. Let's just keep it real. He got fired.
A part of me can understand if he's like, "Yo, I'm done with this," and I'll show you why. Part of me probably think that, I'm kind of done. I don't want to coach this team. I don't want to deal with this no more.
Oh, okay. So you think you have some concrete evidence. Okay, I'm definitely looking forward for this.
Yeah. So before I do, Ruben said if Game Pass lets me play the first Forza and Classic Gears, they can take my money. You can play the Classic Gears. I don't know about the first Forza, but Gears you can definitely play that.
And you have access to all the Halo games, right?
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so. But yeah. So
All right.
all right. So let's look at this. Let me get the screen up.
Do you want me to read the
So
article first, or you want to just show whatever you want to show?
no, you can show the article. That's fine.
Okay. Um. So let me share this because again, I am still very bro. I could not believe it because, and a part of it is a little biased. You probably didn't know this, but back in the day, I shouldn't say back in the day, but back in the day, he, Ben Visky, and Kevin Garnett. This was before LeBron James and Neil Wade. They were actually one of my favorite players to watch.
Mm-hmm.
They were actually my favorite player, especially Steve Nash. The way he revolutionized that Phoenix team was just phenomenal. I still think till this day though that it was a complete big mistake for him leaving Dirk Nowitzki in Dallas because I think they would have won a whole bunch of rings if Steve Nash had stayed in Dallas. I honestly do believe that. But he wanted to make more money and he had his own team and yeah he did what he did. He won two MVPs but no championship. But it is what it is. But
Right.
here we are with this topic that Steve Nash out as Brooklyn Nets coach and chaotic tenure. I'm not gonna read the whole thing because we all pretty much know exactly what happened. But Steve Nash is out as head coach of the Brooklyn Nets. The team announced Tuesday. Speaking before Tuesday night game against the Chicago Bulls, Nets general manager Sean Marks said that both he and Nash thought this was the right time to make a move and acknowledged that the pair of friends knew this decision would be made sooner rather than later. Right? Here's the thing, though. I understand all the craziness and all the drama that's been happening, but at the end of the day, this season still just started. We're not. I mean, we're only like what? Not even like what 3% of the season. Like this, the season just started. How is it that you were able to come together and say, "Oh, this is not working out. Oh, this is not working out." This you just started the season, and I understand that you have winning expectations. I understand
Win-
that.
no. Winning expectations is what the Pelicans have. They had championship expectations.
Yeah, I think what you said is not far fetched. Yeah, you're right. But Ben Simmons just came in, to the team, you know, and you had Kyrie Irving and Kevin Garnett, with all the drama issues, that they had. But the season just started, so to come up with this decision right now in the beginning of the season, I just don't like it. This is I don't know if you remember, but the same thing happened with. Do you remember when the same thing happened with? I think it was Mike Brown with the
Yeah,
Lakers.
yeah. I just finished the documentary on the Lakers, the dynasty of the LA Lakers. They talked about it, and Mark Barnes. Yeah, that was Mark, right? First name
Mhm.
Mark, right? Yeah. He was on that team, and he said point blank. And Mike Brown, he's coaching the Sacramento Kings right now. They're playing Miami.
Yeah, right now,
They're playing
yes.
Miami, right? And Marcus and Barnes said point blank that he didn't have the respect of the players in that locker room.
That's what Matt Barnes said.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. Oof.
Yeah,
Oh my
and trust me. When I get to where I need to get to, you're gonna see a lot of the same things.
Oh, okay, okay. So let me read it because now I'm interested to see what you have to put out, what you
Okay.
have to display. Okay, let me get to the article. Um,
Oh,
will
go
probably
ahead.
make than later, especially after Brooklyn struggled to a 2-5 start. I mean, it's 2-5. Is that's no big deal. It's 2-5. Like a lot of teams didn't even win a couple of games right now. I mean, like whatever. We both felt this was time. Mark said. It was certainly trending in the way, and it and to be quite frank, the team was not doing what it was supposed to be doing. We've fallen from our goals of meeting our goals, and it was time now because we still have lofty aspirations of where we need to go to, where we need to get to. In a statement, Nash thanked Marks and the team ownership for an amazing experience. Now, Steve Nash, look, I like you. I think you are a phenomenal human being, but don't sit here and lie. What amazing experience did you have? That you got fired in the beginning of the season? Like, come on, cut the crap. I could understand when coaches get fired or and whatnot that they want to thank the organization. You got paid millions of dollars. I get it. But don't sit here and tell me that you had an amazing experience with this organization. This organization has been a complete joke from Jump Street. A joke. I don't come on, Nash. You know better than that. Anyway, I had to get that on my chest. An amazing experience with my challenges that I incredibly grateful for. Yeah, yeah, it was beyond challenges, buddy. What became increasingly apparent since the second half of the last season was just how frustrated Nash was with the constant drama surrounding his team off the floor. Last season, it was Kyrie Irving's decision not to get vaccinated against the COVID-19 that hung over the organization. Yeah, you and I had our debates with that. Um, this season, it's been Irving's social media posts promoting a book and movie with anti-Semitic ideals. Nash has certainly not had an even playing field over 2.5 years here, Mark said. And for that, I certainly feel some responsibility. No, 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 no. Stop. Stop. No. You are 100% responsible for this. You are. Again, ever since this whole team got constructed, it's been a complete joke. A joke. And you, sir, are a joke. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I'm only partial responsible. No, you were the one that was in charge. You were the one that put this team together. You abide by Kevin Durant's rules and Kyrie's rules. And this is what you get. This is exactly what you get. Like I hate the fact that they constantly want to use somebody else as a scapegoat. The players are responsible for this. The organization is responsible for this. Not Steve Nash. That's why I don't agree with the firing because he's not responsible for this mishap and all this other garbage nonsense that the organization had to go through and that the fans had to constantly watch mediocrity. It's not because of Nash. It's because of you guys. All right, let me continue. Um, and for that, I certainly feel responsible because because this does not fall on him. Yeah, you fire him anyway. Let me continue. I take great deal responsibility in creating the roster. Yeah, yeah, hiring staff, bringing people, whether that's free agency or the draft, what have you. Suspended Boston Celtics coach Ime Udoka has emerged as the likely next Nets head coach, and his hiring could be finalized as soon as the next 24 to 48 hours. Sources told ESPN Adrian Wawinski, whatever his last name, the Celtics would let Udoka leave for another job. Sources said. Okay. I do want to read the rest of it, but I want to see what your opinion is so far.
Okay. I'm sorry, I got interrupted again. But here's the thing. Let's go to the. Let me read some comments from Malta. Right. So he shares your opinion on Kevin Garnett, one of his favorites. He also said that Steve Nash was a system player. He was a system player.
I don't think. when he was in Dallas, was that more like a system to you? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
I don't necessarily think so. I think with Mike D'Antoni, I would agree with you there. Yes, with Mike D'Antoni, yes, but with Dallas, I'm not so sure. And they were really successful with that team.
Yeah, Jordan said it is what it is.
Jordan,
Um,
what's up, bro?
Malta
I
says
didn't know you'd be back, man. Thank you for coming. Thanks, bro.
Malta said that I can tell you right now why he was fired is because he couldn't build confidence in Ben Simmons. Like Simmons didn't even play the last two games. He's too scared to get embarrassed again or attempt a damn layup. So
Uh,
it
can I answer Malta?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, you're not gonna answer him, right?
About what?
About what he just said.
About what? Like Ben Simmons?
Yeah.
No, no. I'll tell you.
Okay. Okay.
Like no. I don't think Ben Simmons has. Look, first of all, I don't think he got fired. I don't think he got fired. I think he and the team decided, you know what, it's time to move on. I
All
think
right.
he got tired of dealing with the BS, and
Okay.
and like I said, I have all the BS that he had to go through,
Okay.
and
Yeah. Let me address Malta real quick. Um, Malta, you're wrong because, like I said before, if you recall, I had this debate, with Hoovy about Brett Brown. This is something that Simmons has gone through with three different coaches. Three: Brett Brown, Doc Rivers, and Steve Nash. The dude hasn't changed. This was never about coaching. This was always about Ben Simmons, how he never wanted to shoot the ball. How he never wanted to shoot the ball. This was never about Steve Nash. It was not about, Doc Rivers doing this, or whatever. Ben Simmons decided not to shoot the ball. He didn't want to get better. So this is all on him. And listen, you could constantly try to protect the guy all you want, try to give him encouragement all you want, but if he's not going to go in the court and shoot the ball, there's nothing you can do. You can't force him and tell him to shoot the ball. The only thing that you could do is say, listen, if you're not going to shoot, I'm going to bench you. You're going to sit down on the bench. And I guarantee you they're not allowed to do that either. I guarantee it. I guarantee you the front office will have something to say about it, and I'm pretty sure stupid fans are going to say something about that too. If you're not going to shoot, which is the most fundamental thing about basketball, then sit down. Sit your ass down. All right, go ahead, Obi.
he also said that Nash is incredibly grateful for what dude was like. Would you be grateful that you suck ass? With Nash, being assistant player, I was referring to his second stint on the Suns. Oh yeah, that's
Okay,
right. Yeah, because I think he got was he no that was Dragic. He had a second stint with the Suns. I don't remember. Yeah,
I
I
thought
don't remember.
I thought the Suns were good ever since he got there. I can't remember.
Yeah,
It was so long ago.
but okay. Let's go to this right.
Hmm.
All right. So this is the article. This is the article from Complex. The chaotic timeline of the KD Kyrie Brooklyn Nets. Right.
Okay.
So let's start
This should,
from the beginning. Let's get rid of this
yeah, get
fucking
rid of
site
that.
all full of.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start from the beginning. All right. All right. So Durant, Kyrie signs with the Brooklyn Nets. Obviously, you
Hmm.
know. All right. So Ken Atkinson fired. Steve Nash is hired. Right. So you have that. I remember that happening. People made a
Yeah,
big deal out of it.
yeah, I
Let's
remember
think
that
about
too.
Nash. Think about Nash
Can you hear this?
being on
Yeah,
the
I can hear it.
sideline.
Tell us about the secret meeting where y'all hired him away
Yo,
from the
relax,
team or whatever
yo.
the narrative
Yo.
is.
Can you hear it?
Oh, you stopped it. You stopped it.
Yeah, I know. There's no real video. Can you hear it?
Yeah, I could hear it perfect.
All right, this is Kyrie. This, this is the podcast. This is KD's podcast, The Execs, and this is Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant talking about Ken Atkinson and Steve Nash, right? So this is like 2 minutes.
Okay. Now I can't hear anything now. You hear me?
Yeah. What?
Yeah, I can't now. I can't hear anything.
You can?
No.
I was very appreciative of what he
Now,
was
now I can. Now I can.
throughout the season when we were playing. We always heard how great Nash was or saw how great Nash was as a player, but also when you get to know him as a person, you understand why he can coexist with us because we don't need somebody to come in and put their coaching philosophy on everything that we're doing and change up the wheel and, yo, you guys need to start doing this. And we start running on the first day of practice. It's just like, no.
Okay. You heard that, right?
Yeah, I remember. There was partial part where it was silent. I couldn't hear anything, so I kind of lost what he was trying to say.
Rewind a little bit.
Nash was or saw how great Nash was as a player, but also when you get to know him as a person, you understand why he can coexist with us because we don't need somebody to come in and put their coaching philosophy on everything that we're doing and change up the wheel and, yo, you guys need to start doing this. And we start running on the first day of practice. It's just like, no. I want.
You heard that?
Yeah, that was the same one, but yeah.
Yeah. So he's basically saying that they don't need a coach to implement his philosophy into the basketball team.
Yeah.
Which is what a coach is supposed to do. Put his philosophy in there and get these guys to play at their optimal level. That's what a coach is supposed to do.
Exactly.
So let's continue on.
I need somebody that's going to understand that I am a human being first. I serve my community and where I come from first. And then basketball is something I come and do every single day because I love. And also I have the right ingredients and people around me to come in and do my job at a high level. And I know that they will hold me accountable to that level.
Okay, to hold you accountable. I'm going to say that he's never had a coach that held him accountable.
I don't think he knows what the definition of accountability is.
How
is it that you're going to say accountability, but yet you also said that you don't want a coach to tell you what to do, how to run plays, how his philosophy, he's supposed to be the leader, he's supposed to be the guy in charge, and you're supposed to follow his lead. And then you want to talk about accountability? Tell me, how does that even go together? How does that link? That makes absolutely no sense. I don't think he knows what the term accountability is.
Continue.
No disrespect to Kenny or any other coaches I play with. It's just Steve coming in at this moment and then following up with putting together a great coaching core was going to make us more successful.
Do you and Steve have a relationship already? Y'all have only been able to play a few times against each other, right? You coming in when you did.
Yeah, I gave him 26 and 9. I like to remind him. I don't play those games with Steve, but no, Coach. I was the first. He said I was the first person to call him Coach Nash, but I call him Steve. Steve is great, and I have a relationship with him that's gonna build over time, bro. Like Steve don't know me from anything he heard or anything that he's heard from anyone else, or we've worked out one time in 2014. But it's grown as just a respectful relationship from afar. I saw him at the Hall of Fame 2 years ago, gave him a big hug.
Okay. Remember he said that he going to a respect thing with Steve Nash, right? That's going to play into it later also.
Okay.
Right, so let's continue.
And now he's the head coach, and I think it's also going to change the way we see coaches. I don't really see us having a head coach. You know what I mean? Like KD could be a head coach. I could be a head coach.
Jacques Vaughn could do it one day. It can be. It's a collaborative effort, I think.
I remember that.
All right.
The moment they said that, Steve Nash was fucked. He was fucked from that day. There was no chance that he was going to succeed. All right. So let's continue on to the timeline, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Nash gets hired, then Kyrie decides, you know what? I'm not going to play. I'm going to take some time off, right? So he can go to his sister's birthday party, and breaking the NBA health and safety protocol, right? And the funny thing is is that when Kyrie Kyrie disappeared, they asked Steve Nash, "Oh, where did he tell you that he was leaving? Whatever." He said no. So how is it that you can sit there and proclaim that you have respect for your coach, and yet you don't tell him what's going on? If you want to take a hiatus because something's going on with you, or in this case, you just wanted to go to your sister's wedding or sister's party and shit like that, at least tell homeboy that. At least tell him that. That shows a lack of respect.
Can you imagine any of us or anyone on the chat just decides to go on hiatus just to go missing in action and not tell your boss that you're out for a week or 2 weeks? You just magically just don't tell him anything. How can you just picture yourself doing that to your boss? Or if you are a business owner and your employee does that to you, that doesn't show any type of respect whatsoever at all. This is why I said I don't think he knows what he's talking about. I don't.
All right. So and then after that, after the year, Kevin Durant comes back from injury, so they're now together. So they go and get James Harden, right? Gave up a lot to get him.
Yes, they
Gave
did.
up a lot to get him, but it worked out because they got to the playoffs. Obviously, they got to the second round and almost won. And then obviously, Harden got hurt. Kyrie gets hurt. They lose to the Bucks, right? So you
Yeah.
figure, it sucks, but
A guy who actually knows what accountability is, a guy who actually tried to get better, Giannis. Why do you think he's in the top of the pedestal right now?
yeah. So you're thinking to yourself, okay, you know what? Unfortunate, but okay, we can run this back. We're good, right? And then this shit happens. And don't sit there and have anything slick to say because you're on his side when it comes to this.
The vaccine, and I'm still on his side right now when it comes to the vaccine.
But
Yes,
but this is what nuked their season. This is what nuked their season. His decision to not get vaccinated ruined their season. So they said that he can't play, ineligible to play home games. The Nets decided, you know what? If you're not going to play, you know, if you're not going to play all the time, then you're not going to play. So he comes up with his bullshit excuse why he's not doing it, whatever. Then they decided. Then New York decided after the Yankees complained. After the Yankees complained,
hmm
they decided, you know what? Okay, we'll waive the vaccination mandate. So, oh no, here what happened. No, my bad. Okay. Nets announced Kyrie will be back part time, right?
yes,
So they decided after they wilted under the pressure because of COVID or whatever, they allowed him to come back part time, right? So he does that for a couple games. Then the Yankees complain to New York. Then New York decides to end the vaccine mandate. So he plays, right? So during that time, Durant gets hurt, and then
again,
Harden decides,
he wants out.
yeah, I'm done because you don't hold this dude accountable, so I'm gone. You don't hold Kyrie accountable. You let him do whatever he wants, so I'm gone.
So he
Right?
left.
So they trade him for Ben Simmons, right? Who comes in with his own baggage, with his own set of baggage, right? So they go into the season, they make the play in, you know what I mean? And then they get swept by Boston, right?
Completely destroyed. It was no competition in that series. No competition. They played no defense. Freaking Kevin Durant couldn't handle the physicality. They had absolutely no game plan. No game plan. It was just, let's just give the ball to KD and let's just give the ball to Kyrie.
That's I mean a lot of people will argue that was their game plan from the whole year. That's why a lot of people laid the blame on Steve Nash. But they didn't run no plays. They would just give the ball to KD, give the ball to Kyrie.
Yeah.
You know what I
Pretty
mean? So they get swept. And during that series, and I added this. So there's talk that Ben Simmons is gonna play Game 3. Then it's like, oh no, never mind. My back hurts. He don't play, right? Adding to and then he doesn't even show up on the bench for
Yeah.
Game 3 and 4. And then they get swept, right? Then the offseason comes, and Sean Marks is non-committal about Kyrie's future in Brooklyn, right? Pretty much not giving him the extension that he wanted,
Yes.
right? And then they allow him to seek a sign and trade, which didn't materialize, right? So he decided to opt in to his contract for at least one more year. And
Mhm.
then a couple of days later, Kevin Durant asked for a trade.
Oh man, dude, bro, it is just drama after drama after drama after drama. With this team, like the way how I don't know where you got that site from, but I actually appreciate that you're sharing this because it gives you a reminder of how this organization was abysmal from jump.
Yeah.
That's what this team was.
So Kevin Durant asked for a trade, and then he and the owner meet, and he pretty much gives them an ultimatum: either it's me or Steve Nash and Sean Marks, right? Then after they told him no, what I mean, you have 4 years left, you're not going nowhere.
Yes.
He rescinds his trade request, and they decided, you know what, we're gonna start the season all peachy keen like nothing ever happened. And then obviously this past week, Kyrie with the whole anti-Semitic stuff that he put on his YouTube, on his Twitter. And
Yes.
that game that they played against Chicago. No, was it Chicago or was it
They
the Pacers?
I know they paid the Pacers
Yeah.
before Chicago. Yeah.
Yeah. The Pacers game, they had people in the front row.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
They had people in the front row with saying fight anti-Semitism in the front row. And in the eyes, in the eyesight, the sight line of Kyrie Irving.
Yes,
And
I
then
remember that. Yes.
yeah, and then now mind you, he hasn't been punished for it either. He hasn't been punished. Now you can argue whether or not he should be punished or not, but here's the thing: you remember the situation with Miles Leonard?
Mm-hmm.
He used the anti-Jew slur, and he got disciplined by Miami. He got traded, and then the team that he got traded to, released him, and he hasn't been back in the NBA since.
Oof. Wow.
Now, mind you, obviously Kyrie is a hell of a lot better than Miles Leonard. We know this, but Miles Leonard got punished for what he said. He got punished.
Yeah.
And Kyrie hasn't been punished yet. And also he hasn't even talked to the media since the whole thing happened.
You mean since the argument with that reporter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he hasn't talked to the media since then. The team has made him not available for the media. Who has to answer for him? Steve Nash. And to me, I feel like you look at all of that going on. And not just random guys. It's not just random guys.
Mm-hmm.
These are your star players. And we didn't even mention what's going on with Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
Him. He's a shell of his former self. He's a shell of his former self.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, thank you for blocking that.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're going through all of this, and again, he might have been fired because that was the original report. He might have mutually agreed to leave. At the end of the day, like he's the winner in this because he don't have to deal with that bullshit no more. He's the winner. You don't have to deal with that no more.
So you think he won, or like this is good for him? Like this is an
Yeah,
award?
yeah, this is good for him.
Hmm.
This is good for him because he don't have to deal with those egos anymore. And he might not have been the right coach for that team, but I like but to me he got a raw deal. He got a raw deal. I don't know if he's a good coach or not, but he definitely got a raw deal.
Oh man, dude. Yeah. So that's why you believe that Steve Nash actually went to him and said, "I quit."
I don't know what happened, but I knew he wasn't gonna last the season if it continued like this. Because it's always something with, especially with Kyrie, it's always something with him. It's always something with him.
Yeah.
And then look, like Kevin Durant's not gonna say nothing to him. He's too much of a chicken shit to say something to him. Who else is gonna say something to him? Ben Simmons? This dude, he don't like he's not gonna look at Kyrie. He's gonna look at Kyrie like he looks at the basket. Not
Yeah.
he's gonna look the other way.
Yeah.
He's a head case. You don't know what's going on in his head. Who and clearly Kyrie doesn't respect Nash. I don't give a fuck what he says. He doesn't respect Nash. So it's like he was doomed from Jump Street. And then the rumors of you gonna bring in Ume Udoka, you're gonna bring him with all his baggage into that locker room.
I was gonna bring that up too.
That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me.
Oh my gosh.
And I think Udoka is a much better coach than Steve Nash.
Mm-hmm.
He's a much better coach than Steve Nash. But can he get these guys to coexist and to get them to the promised land? I don't know. But I mean, for goodness sake, we don't even know why Boston this record for the year. We have
Yeah.
no idea why. We have no idea why, and then they're gonna bring him in. I'm like, that's crazy. That's crazy to me, man. What's your thoughts about on this?
Okay. Let me read this one paragraph, and then I'll tell you what my thoughts is. All right. Okay. All right. So, remember, I think I stopped around here.
Mm-hmm.
Suspended Boston coach Ime Udoka has emerged as likely the Nets head coach, and his hiring could be finalized. Yeah, I read this part. 24 to 48 hours. The hope is that Udoka can tighten the Nets defensively and command the respect of the franchise key players. Udoka spent a season on Nash's staff before accepting the Celtics job and winning the Eastern Conference. Udoka's time in Boston was essentially over after being given 1 year suspension for having an improper workplace relationship with a female subordinate. This is okay. Remember what you just said a few seconds ago.
Mm-hmm.
The baggage that he has to deal with, right? So let me get this. Here's my thought. So let me get this straight. You pretty much had to deal with drama with Ben Simmons, who he didn't want to shoot. You had to deal with drama with James Harden, who demanded a trade, got fat. You got James Harden. You had to deal with drama with Kyrie Irving with the whole part time thing, and you know how people were saying he didn't want to play, and going to the sister's party. You had to deal with drama with Kevin Durant asking for a trade. You got rid of James Harden for Ben Simmons. You had to do drama with Ben Simmons, and now you are going to invite more drama with Udoka. And don't forget. Remember they brought in Blake Griffin. Remember, don't forget that they brought in Blake Griffin.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, remember what he was going through. He never dunked the ball when he was in Detroit. Never
Yeah,
when.
but that'll be he's
No,
why.
no. That's drama. That's drama. My point is, in recent past, in just in a couple of years, you've been inviting drama after drama after drama in your whole entire organization. Drama. And now you say, no, you know what? That's not enough. That's not enough. We want more drama. We want to bring you man Udoka into our team. Like what this organization is a complete joke. A joke. How is it that I've been constantly hearing on TV people talking about this team, and it's never about basketball? It's about stuff that's happening off the field. I mean, off the court. It's stuff about happening with and don't forget the book that he's promoting, or quote unquote that he said he's not promoting.
Mhm.
Don't you see all this drama is happening in this team? It's just nonstop. Like it's not. There's no time to relax. There's no time to take a break. It's just now you want to add Yumin Udoka into your squad. What in the world are you doing?
And
What do you?
the
Go ahead.
worst part of all that is that throughout all the drama, is Steve Nash is the one that has to be the one that's carrying the bag for all of this. He's
Which
the
is
one.
why, yeah, which is why it pissed me off that they fired him, thinking that all this was his fault. No, it's not. It's not. It's not Steve Nash's fault. He didn't construct this team. He didn't put this team together. It's not his fault that Kyrie Irving didn't want to get vaccinated and went to parties and missing work and not showing him respect. It's not his fault that Kevin Durant got hurt. It's not his fault that James Harden got fat and then he wanted to ask for a trade. None of that is his fault. But yet you fired him anyway. It's not right. He was used as a scapegoat. The people who are to blame are the players and the organization. They are the ones to blame. Steve Nash is not at fault here whatsoever. I'm sorry, he's not. I don't care. I don't care what anybody said. It could have been Mark Jackson on that team. It could have been uh, um, uh, um, Eric Spoelstra on that team. All this drama would have happened regardless who was the coach. Regardless who was the coach. Why? Because prior to Stephen Nash even getting there, you was already giving the players power. You were already giving them player empowerment before Steve Nash even arrived. So the same thing was going to happen anyway, regardless who was going to be their coach. You know what I'm saying? It would have happened regardless. You already gave them the power. So what difference would it have made? This is why he should have never gotten fired. They should have just kept what they had, tried to play it out, and see what would have happened. If you're not going to trade anybody, if you're not going to get rid of Kyrie, if you're not going to get rid of Kevin Durant, then just play it out with Steve Nash, because you were the one that was responsible for this, for putting this team together in the first place. Not Nash. Nash had nothing to do with this. You guys put the team together. The organization did. And then, as for his reward, you fired the guy. He never really had a full opportunity to see what he could do and when it comes to coaching, because you had to deal with injuries, you had to deal with drama, you had to deal with them not wanting to cooperate. None of that is his fault. That's what pisses me off, over everything. I don't think he should have been fired. But do you think he should have been fired, even though you also agree that it was the player's fault?
Do I think he should have been fired? Um, Honestly, he should never have been hired in the first place, in my opinion. 'Cause for this team, you can't have a guy. You can't have a guy that inexperienced coaching that team. But to me, I agree with you. It's an organizational issue. But the problem is that the guy who's the easiest to scapegoat is him. Because you're not going to get rid of Kyrie and KD without compensation,
Mm-hmm.
and the GM's not going to fire himself. You know what I'm saying? So the guy who's the sacrificial lamb is Steve Nash. He's the sacrificial lamb, unfortunately.
Damn, man.
And to me, like, look, I like I said, I do think Udoka is a better coach, but he's got a situation. He got his own stuff on that he's dealing with on his thing, and it's like it doesn't surprise me that they instead of trying to blow it up, because it's not gonna be easy to blow. It's gonna hurt to blow it up, but the thing is, is that like instead of doing that, they're going with a quick fix, and Udoka is that quick fix, even though he has he has his issues. So it's like I'm not surprised by any of this. Ooh. Yeah, I'm not surprised by any of this. Like this is what happens when you have a bad organization who let the players do dictate everything. Who when they decide to fight back, it's too late.
Yeah,
It's too late. You know what I mean? And it's just I, I don't know. I just find the whole thing. I find the whole thing to be funny, quite frankly.
that he got fired. You
No,
said,
not the disaster of the Brooklyn Nets.
hey, you picked him to win the finals. I mean, to
I
go to
did.
the finals.
I did.
I'm going to give you a chance to reconsider that pick.
I'm I'm reconsidering that shit right now. I like not with these players. You can't
Oh
you,
man.
with these guys. You can't do it. Cause look, it's one thing to have talented players. They have talented players, but to me, you have a bunch of guys on there who are not leaders. Your two biggest players, your two biggest stars, are not leaders.
No, they're not.
They're just guys Kyrie, who I said he's a free thinker he's a moron who wants you to think that he's smart, and you have KD who just want to play basketball but you allow guys on your team to you like look he went there to win a championship. He didn't go there just to play basketball. He could play basketball anywhere.
Yeah,
Could have stayed in Golden State. Could have stayed in OKC. You could have gone to fucking the North Pole. To play basketball if you wanted to play basketball. You went to Brooklyn to win a championship, and you tagged yourself with a guy who's not, in my opinion, is not interested in winning a championship. He's not. He already won his when he rode the coattails of LeBron. Like he's not interested. He showed you that last year he wasn't interested unless he did it his way, and it didn't work. And
yeah,
you said nothing about it. Instead, you decided, you know what, I'm gonna ask for Nash to be fired. And ultimately you got what you wanted. You got what you wanted ultimately.
yep. And they
You
still
know,
lost anyway against the Bulls.
yeah, and you still got your ass whooped by the Bulls.
Yep.
So man, you know what? They got what they deserve. They got what they deserve. Like you said, Steve Nash, he's the luckiest one in all of this because he don't have to deal with this shit no more. He
With
ain't got,
everything that you showed in that article, I'm starting to change my position. Maybe you're right. Maybe he was the one that said, "You know what? I'm not taking this anymore." I got hired to pretty much
coach.
coach a freaking circus. Go ahead.
He got hired as a coach to teach. Like the stuff that's going on with Ben Simmons, I think is more ideal for him because like I said, he can try to help him, get over his fears of putting the ball in the basket. He can at least help him with that. But he has to deal with guys asking him wanting him to get fired. He has to deal with guys not telling him when he's not going to play. When he has to deal with guys you know writing posting something stupid on Twitter and having a roll full of Jews with their pro be what was it with you have it's a circus.
Yeah,
Ultimately, it's a circus.
exactly.
He didn't get signed up to coach that. He signed up to coach. That's it. And that didn't happen. Why? Because his two best players are lack accountability. Lack accountability. And it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Let me
Yeah.
read this. Let me read this too from Ruben, and then we can. I mean, we can head out. I know you got to go to Bible study soon. Ruben said, "I believe Nash got let off because he's too casual with his players." Well, I mean, then the organization should do the same thing. They should lay themselves. They should fire themselves. They let this happen. They let this fester.
And my response to Ruben, uh, No, I don't think he was being casual. I think the fact that since before, right, as soon as he arrived, as soon as he got hired, they already didn't show him any type of respect at all. They didn't show him respect. So even regardless if Nash was firm or casual, I mean firm or being laid back, I think the result would have stayed the same because they didn't show him the proper respect that he deserved as a head coach. They already dismissed him once he arrived.
And he also says that I think they need a coach that's not going to play softball with these strong-minded men. I think Udoka is going to be that guy, but is he going to be able to change? Because he was there. Yeah, he was an assistant coach before he went to Boston,
Yeah.
so he knows how these guys are. He knows how these guys are. And is it going to work? I don't know, man. Like I don't know. And like I said, like he has his own stuff that he's dealing with. So it's like I don't know, man. To me, everything is just crazy.
I don't how stupid can you be? Like you have a guy who is pretty much suspended. He's still with the Boston Celtics on payroll or roster, isn't he? He's not fired from that organization.
No, he hasn't technically he hasn't been fired, but they said that Boston I think said he can move on if he wants.
Yeah, but still with the drama that's been going on over there, and I know, and that reporters are going to ask questions, about what's going on.
Absolutely.
They're not going to let that go. It's going to be more distractions, more drama, and you have enough. The organization had enough. Dude, my goodness, bro. If I was a fan, oh my goodness, if I was a fan of that team, dude, I would get rid of all of my tickets if I was a ticket holder.
Apparently their attendance is not great. Apparently their attendance is not great.
Oh, really?
Let me see if I can find this real quick. I don't want to speak out of turn. I heard this when I was doing research on this.
Wow, wow, wow.
So I want to make sure that I'm right. Um,
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Well, while you're looking at it, but yeah, it's already have enough drama as it is. Like, just dude, get somebody else. Like you have other guys who's available. Like, I think Mark Jackson might be a really good fit for that team. Well, actually, no, I take that back. I don't think anybody, I don't think anybody would be a good fit for that team. But Mark Jackson would probably be my first choice.
I don't know, man. Like as long as those two guys are there, I don't know, man.
So what you're saying is there's no saving that team regardless. You agree with me? There's no saving that team regardless who's the coach is.
I think that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I think that's what I'm saying. Now, this is right here is the attendance 2023 attendance, right? And this is the Nets are right here.
Mm-hmm.
They're 18th
Whew.
for a team that has Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. You could argue they're the most high-profile team in the league,
Yes.
and they're 18th, 18th in the league
Hmm.
attendance.
Yeah, that's sad. You have two elite players, two superstars, and you're 18th. Okay.
That's not
All
good.
right. No,
That's not good.
no.
And you said that their fans are probably sick of it. I'm sure they are sick of it. I'm sure they're sick of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, and I don't blame them for being sick of it.
I don't. Yeah, I can't blame them. If I don't blame fans not showing up, and that stuff that you were talking about, where they had that shirt calling out Kyrie, wasn't that in Brooklyn?
Yeah, it was in Brooklyn, and mind you, New York is a high Jewish population area.
Oh,
High population of Jews. That's why, and I remember there was talks about Kyrie coming down here to Miami,
mm-hmm.
But you think that Mickey Arison, aka a Jewish person, is going to be okay with bringing him down here?
No, that's the easy answer. No, absolutely not.
It,
Absolutely not.
hey man, like they got what they deserve, man. That's what happened when you have bad organizations who don't who don't hold their players accountable.
And like I said before, this is why you need structure. This is why you need proper leadership. And this is why you can't have employees take full control. Because once you do that, you get chaos, you get mishaps. That's what you get. You have to show that, listen, I'm the leader and you guys supposed to follow me. That's what's supposed to happen. But they decided not to do that. They decided to flip it, and they wanted to take control. And this is what you have. You have guys who didn't want to show up. You have guys wanting to do their own thing. You had guys not wanting to respect any type of authority whatsoever. You get chaos. And now I think their season is over. I think their season over. I don't think Ben Simmons is going to improve. I'm glad that you changed your pick. Who are you picking, by the way? The Cincinnati not picking the Nets anymore. Before we leave the
I
podcast.
mean, right now, like it seems like every Eastern Conference team right now is struggling, or at least the contenders are. I mean, Philadelphia is no first prize right now. Uh, but to me, I guess I'll just stick with Miami. I'll just stick with the home team.
No. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. Okay. So there you have it, folks. Who we decided to change his team because I even well, I didn't call you out on it, but I just couldn't believe that you picked them. I
I
was trying
mean,
to remind you the situation with Ben Simmons and how
but
they're not.
here's the thing: they have Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. They should be good. They should be good. Okay, think about this. Look. We'll be done after this. Imagine you're starting a franchise and you're saying, okay, I'm going to give you a former MVP, right? Two-time Finals MVP, and I'm also going to give you an extremely talented, extremely gifted ball handler, in a top level scorer as your first two players. You would have been like, fuck yeah, let's go. Let's go in the court right now. Let's go.
Yeah.
And it's like it's a disaster because the two guys who you connect with are guys who are not accountable, who are not leaders.
Yeah.
And it's like it honestly in the grand scheme of things, it makes no sense. But it is what it is at the end of the day.
Yeah. Well, we'll just leave it on that note, everyone. Who we changed his pick. It's just funny that you actually made the change. But good for you though. You see how that team is a joke. And I know you don't feel bad for Steve Nash because apparently you don't feel bad for any millionaire that gets fired.
No,
But
no. I feel bad. I feel bad for him. But the thing is that he got the money, and he's free from that BS.
yeah,
He's free from
so
it.
I really do hope that he gets another coaching opportunity. That's drama free, and at the very least, maybe an assistant coach, and he could work his way up, being a head coach again. So I really do hope, and I feel bad for him, like that he had to go into that um, crazy circus organization, a joke of an organization, a poor excuse of an organization. But I do wish him the best, and I really hope that this will be a big lesson for the rest of the league that you cannot have your players go crazy like this anymore. Maybe this will be a valuable lesson for everybody else. But you could do your roll call, and then we'll be out.
Yeah. All right. So Ruben, thank you for watching. Malta, thank you for watching. Let me see. I know Jason was here. Thank you for watching, Jason. Conspiracy agent. Thank you, bro.
Who's Jason?
Isn't that your friend Jason?
Oh, Jordan.
Jordan. Oh my bad. I apologize. Jordan. Thank you for watching, Jordan. Yeah, man. So we'll be back on Monday to do a traditional podcast. We got some stuff to talk about.
Hmm.
So looking forward to that. But anyways, I know you got to go to your Bible study, and apparently I have to go buy something. So I'll see
Okay.
you guys. I'll see you guys later. Who we
Yeah.
want?
So, oh yeah, my bad. Go ahead.
Yeah. Who we 186? I'm out. I'm good.
Yeah. So yeah, it's time for me to go. Praise the Lord. This was a great podcast. I really enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be here Monday. This is the Traditionalist 101 signing out. Have a good one.
All right. Bye, you guys.